If your child is stressed, anxious, depressed, or coming home from school frequently and having blowouts, this video is for you. And the reason I'm doing this is because not everybody, actually, it's crazy how many parents are not aware that flexi-schooling is an option. And what flexi-schooling is when the child goes to school, their main hours are at school, but they might be able to get one day off a week at home. And in the UK, this is legal. This is an actual thing, and it's down to the head teacher's discretion. And so most schools do not advertise this. And the reason for this, I personally believe, is because they're more worried about their tick box and attendance and how that looks on paper than a child's mental health. And that's certainly been my own experience with my 4 children. When it comes to America, there are many states that allow it, but not all of them do. And when I say allow it, I mean legal. So you need to check for the area that you are in. And so if your child, if you feel that actually for their mental health to stay balanced, or for whatever reasons, then actually have a look into it and check out with your school. I mean, one of my children, there isn't mental health there, but certainly for their well-being to remain balanced, they do need a day. And the reason is because for them, they are not typical academic, which is the only type of intelligence that they still seem to only be putting first in schools. But she actually is very emotionally intelligent. Physically, her body, she's very kinesthetic, so a hands-on learner, and she has a lot of bodily intelligence. But still, this is not like accepted, or they just still are not realizing the importance of this in school. So what happens then to children like this, and what's happened for my daughter, is she then can doubt herself and her ability and her intelligence. But what's bonkers is actually if they were rating emotional intelligence, she would be way ahead. And we need people with emotional intelligence, because you only need to look at the wars that are still going on and the treatment of what's going around to know that we need more adults with high levels of emotional intelligence, and it's just not being nurtured in school. So if your child might have that for themselves, or it could be other things, but whatever the reason is, okay, know your rights. And as I said, in the UK, it is down to the head teacher's discretion. And if a head teacher is actually unwilling to even think about it, or to even look at your child as an individual and what their needs are, then you really need to ask yourself, are they at the right school? Is your child being in that school the best thing for them? Because we only have one childhood, and the childhood is short, and children are growing up quicker and quicker. Before the ages of 2, there's mass amounts, like literally the blueprint of what's going on within the brain. And then up until the age of 7, again, these are massive, really important stages of a children's life. And after that, although things can be changed and reversed if they've got certain beliefs about themselves, it will be a lot harder, and you only need to look at how many people are in therapy, how much mental health is on the rise, to understand like actually the implications of not getting things right as children. And when our children are in schools full time, 5 days a week, that means they are getting a lot of the groundwork for their brain, their neural pathways, their beliefs, everything about a lot of the things, about themselves is coming from this environment. So it's even more important to be attuned to your child and their needs and what is best for them. So if you don't know, again, if your school or if you're in America, if your area or your state can, then just simply look it up on Google. And if you think that your child would actually be better off having one day a week than actually at home, then sit down and write it down very clearly what your reasons are, and then take it to the teacher. I mean, it could be, as an example, so it could just be that high intense amount of learning in the school environment, they actually need to just switch off from all of it so that they can fully rebalance and kind of nurture their well-being before being able to go again. Or it might just be similar to my daughter, where we need to kind of have space where she can play at her own strengths. So doing maths through baking and things like that. And so it's just trying to figure out what it is that your child needs that will help them to thrive. Get that on your list and then get in contact with the school. And again, if the school, if the head teacher is not allowing it, then you really need to question yourself, but actually also question them. So I was going to say question yourself, should they be in that school, but actually question them. Ask them, you want solid reasons why not, and why not even trial, because again, many schools, all schools in England actually are allowed to. So it is down to the head teacher's discretion again. So if they're not, then just look at areas, look at other local schools to see which ones will, if you think that's going to be best for your child. All right, I'm going to leave this video here. Thank you so much. Drop anything in the comments or anything that you think is going to be helpful. Somebody left a comment on another video about homeschooling. I love homeschooling. I'm 100% all for homeschooling. And actually my oldest was homeschooled for 6 years. The thing is, other people have different needs. So there's some people that are in a situation where they are unable to homeschool. And so I think for people that are stuck in that situation, it's about, okay, what can we do to help each other? So leave a tip, help another viewer out, and take it easy. All right, take care. Bye.